Hello from Romania, from your favorite artist electronist, Mr. Q12 here. Make abstraction of all this stuff that I'm having here. Concentrate only on this circuit that I already built here because it is about it. I'm building something else right now that will use this 240 volts alternative LED. And this is it, actually. Not that one, this one. I will make a special movie about it, and all the stuff that I have on my table, it's dedicated for that project there. So this is a component in this larger project that I'm having. It's a part of it. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but it is out of the ordinary some components that I used here. Let me actually show you my notes. Here I made a test. Actually, I have a video about this when I made a test putting the diode across in parallel or in series with the LED. And here are the results. The same values for every component, exactly the same value. These are the board arrangement. This circle is the LED, this is the diode, and that's the resistor. And here for A, for reversed parallel here, that's the diode D1. It's about this D1, how to mount it, and what's the best approach. And here, if I mount it like this, it worked, but it gives me this high temperature values. I'm not sure what are the second values that I'm having there. I believe it's I used different diodes for D1. 1N4007 and 4148. And yeah, probably I really don't remember exactly what the temperature over the resistor, that was the case here. I was probing the resistor, changing those diodes between them, pretty much. That's what all this means. And in this situation, when it's all in series, I got very low, even lower here on the second try. I got this is the temperature over the diode. This is over the 1N4007, 50 degrees, and 50 degrees for 4148. But these are the temperature over the resistor, and the resistor took it, in its mouth, with its mouth full is there. But here it's quite nominal, I believe, here, and it's very good. It's very good circuit to do it like this. So this is what I actually did in my circuit here, and also here, as you can see, everything is in line. I used a special diode that I actually searched for it. Let me SMD diode. You can see it there. This black, you see it here. You see it? This black thing here. It's a special diode. It's a SMD, truly, truly SMD component. I bring my box with stuff. Usually when I search the first time for diodes, this is a Schottky diode, which is very good. But I don't really need the fast switching from a Schottky diode. What I really needed, very small footprint, very small dimension. So in comparison with this Schottky diode, which is also a SMD component, but it's very fat. It's fat as me. I'm not that fat, but I am a little bit. And that special component, this special diode, is not that special. It's a bit more high priced, a little bit, than the normal ordinary components that you get. I believe I paid like $2 or $5, a little bit up, from the usual $1 for 100 pieces. Like 2 or probably 4 or 5. I don't really remember. But it was a little bit. All that I remember, it was a little bit higher in price. But not that much. I mean, it is affordable, especially for someone that is actually getting a salary, not like me staying at home, because in capitalism you cannot get any money. If you really want to, what is that? If you really want to do what you like, it's impossible. So it's better to stay home, do what you like, and not get money in capitalism. Very important. I believe these are the actually this is the surplus. It didn't fit everything here, and I put the rest there because they are so fat. And where are the little ones? This one's green. I actually put a color coded. Everything that is orange is transistors, and everything that is green is diodes. You see? Also bridge rectifiers, very small ones. But it's not about them. It's about this, and they are called TS4148. They are most probably the equivalent of 1N4148, but it's called TS, and it's very low amperage, extreme 500 milliamps in extreme conditions. I'm not sure. I read the datasheet and I get these values from the datasheet, and 1206, and I'm not sure. I believe that's the marking or the code that you find it. The diode itself, it doesn't have any marking on it. It's just black with let me actually show you. It really doesn't have anything on it, and I really like them. I really like them. The purpose I took them was also for logic circuits that I was planning to do, but I did it with a normal diodes with 1N4148, and I'm very curious if this will work good with logical circuits, because not all the diodes are good for logical circuits. To make come on, and this is the back of it, and there is absolutely no marking on them. It's this is common knowledge, it's called. You must be commonly knowledgeable about its name. There is no marking, unfortunately. I really don't like it, but it is like that. So that's the diode that I used. And also another, let me put, I have these LEDs from LEDs from boards, it says here. I have here a couple of them. And you can see probably, you see this one? Come on. There. You see this one? They actually fell off. They were extremely easy to take out because they fell off from a board similar to this, not this one especially, or not another one like this, but something similar, probably more smaller. They got overheated, way more overheated than usual. They are slightly burned. That board was burned actually. One or two LEDs got burned, but these are actually stressed, quite stressed LEDs, but they are functioning. I test them and they are functioning on 8 volts. You can see there I have it prepared for 8 volts. So that's how I tested it with 8 volts with a 1 kilo resistor. I believe I have it here. You see, that's this is a 1 kilo resistor here, and I'm testing the LED. And these are super bright LEDs. There are LEDs for illumination, pretty much. And from what I understand, they contain multiple LEDs inside. The number of them, it's impossible to determine. I'm not that good to be able to determine how many LEDs there are, but there are more smarter people than me. They figure it out. I believe Mr. Big Clive from England, he made some calculations. I cannot possibly remember what he said, but he explained it extremely well and extremely good. But yeah, well, I'm old and I don't remember everything. Here I wanted to show you this. It's very pink. Unfortunately, it's not what I wanted, but they sent me pink because it was the only color that didn't sell probably, and they give it to me. I didn't like it, and I didn't want it, but yeah, I actually tested. As you can see here in the original circuit, 100 kilo to 200 kilo actually, it's the value of this resistor. And for my tests, I did it with 100 kilo. Of course, at 200 kilo, I was not getting this temperature high as that. So that's why I'm showing you this, because I actually tested. I put 100 kilo and it worked. 100 kilo here. 100 kilo I put. Then I got down to 68, 56, 47, 39. And then to 33, and right now actually I got down to 22 kilo, and 22 and 33 are quite close in the intensity, the brightness of the LED, and but it's a bit better with. I'm thinking I will give it a little bit more protection using a little bit a higher value than the 22. 22, so the brightness is quite close, very small difference, very small difference. It is blinding, and the LED chip, this will get hot. So my intention is to keep it somewhere on a silver line, like the Americans are saying it. Not too high, not too low, quite bright, and possibly, if possible, not that hot. But as you increase the brightness, you increase also the temperature they dissipate, and it's proportional, and yeah, we have to deal with it. And that's what I'm saying. I tested it from 100 kilo down. I took it out, I put the next one, I took it out and tested, took it out and put another one and tested, and so on. And that's actually I did it 2 times, because the first time nothing worked because this motherfucker wire wasn't connected there, and I couldn't see it, and I was getting down to 10 kilo, and I was saying, what the fuck is going on here? Nothing works even with 10 kilo. And then I realized this wire was beneath the board. I desoldered it from there to make room to solder the leg of the LED that I have here, and I forget to put it back, the wire. That's what happened. And I put back the 100 kilo. I had to make the same experiment again, this time with everything correctly soldered, and it worked. And yeah, but that was a misfortune. But this is a special LED that it is actually running at 100K. But don't expect as bright as these LED lamps. But they are quite visible. They are probably as bright as a super bright LED, usually with phosphor, like these ones. I call it MBL, Mega Bright LED. Actually, I wrote first. I wrote super bright, but these are actually super brights with phosphor in them. Also, this one are having also phosphor, but they are for illumination. I should call it. I have two names for them: mega bright LED, like I'm having here, or illumination LEDs that are used in illumination. So iLED, you know. And I made a note here: scrapped from bulb light. And usually put 100 kilo instead of that 33. That is extremely experimental, what I did right now here. And here is the component itself, the LED with the legs up, the negative and positive. The smaller is the positive, and the longer is the negative pin or pad. And that's the symbol, and pretty much that's it. So when you see MB LED, it means mega bright LED. And it is mega bright. Trust me on this. Let me close the lights here for more contrast. Let me close this. That's the close position. And let's plug it in. And voila. Trust me, it's blinding. If you stare too much in it, you can look very quickly, you know, with your naked eyes. But if you stare in it, it's quite blinding, and you will see dark spots on your, you know, in your vision. If you are, but I'm looking right now through the camera, and it's quite right. It's quite okay. Actually, I diminuted the, like I said, the voltage, the current through them, using this 33 instead of 22. It was too hot. That's the problem. It's too hot. You can see through my fingers how bright it is. You see? SSS is called subsurface scattering. Is called, and it's exactly what it is right now. That red between the fingers is SSS. Subsurface scattering is from a 3D environment. I am an artist, I told you, and I did some 3D stuff, and that's the terminology from there. So pretty much this is the experiment. It's quite simple. It's quite bright. It's quite easy to do, and I think it's interesting to show you, and I hope you like it. Like I said, if you want to do something like this, most probably that's the problem, because I cannot. That's a very big problem actually, because I cannot determine the number of LEDs that this square component package is containing in it. I cannot actually suggest a certain value for you. Be aware, but this is built on cardboard here. This is cardboard. Those are pads that I glued. And now I am afraid of that glue melting down and be like this, you know, moving around. Because this LED is quite hot. I'm not sure if it's reaching 100 degrees. That's the limit usually for the components to get as close, but not over 100 degrees. It's you know, something that you must. It's like a rule, I guess. So back to the problem that I was trying to say. I cannot say for sure you should use 33 kilo for these types of scrapped LEDs, because you have to test them yourself and do exactly what I did. Put 100 kilo. This is the resistor here. Actually, I can show you the value of the resistor to believe me what I'm having there. Let me get here, and you will see 333. You see, and that's the diode. And you see the LED is not quite, not new at all. It's having a brown circle in it, quite large, and it's used and stressed. But for what I'm needing here, it's fine. It's okay. So that's the value 333, which means 33 kilo. And yeah, I think I described this little project to death, and it's very simple to make, very easy. The only tricky part is to test it yourself. Do exactly what I did. From 100 kilo, go down, and in small steps. Don't be courageous. Don't step from 100 kilo to 10 kilo directly. So do it like I did it. 10 by 10 or 20 by 20. From 100 to, I don't know, to 80. From 80 to 60. From 60 to 40 kilo. And then to 20 kilo. And see for yourself. And also after you what I did to check the temperature, I took out the connection. I close it from here also. Is redundant, but it's good to be redundant than to be electrocuted. And it's a bit of redundancy what I'm doing here. And it will be funny if I will took it out from this as well, to be super sure it's not connected to anything. But no. So what I did to check the temperature, I took it out from the mains there. I closed the switch here to be redundantly sure nothing will fuck me up. And I literally put my finger on it and check how hot it was. And it was quite hot. It was close to 100. And it really, I have a thick skin now for really hot, very hot stuff usually. And because it's a small area, you kind of start to feel it a little bit. You have to keep it there for like a couple of seconds, 2-3 seconds. You have to keep your finger there until the heat is dissipating and the nerves from your fingers are actually starting to read the temperature. and understand that it's something hot. When you realize it's quite hot, you take it out, retract the finger, and that's it. And it is that hot. You have the reaction of retracting your finger quite not from a single touch, but you have to keep it a little bit to the heat to dissipate a little bit. So yeah, I'm afraid because we are at this stage with heating. Let me actually zoom in it. Yeah, you can see it like this as well. 323, you see, and quite zoom in. And because of the heating, excessive heating that this device is creating, I'm afraid this pad and that pad there, these two pads in the middle, are literally glued with a glue that is doing its job. It's melting. It's like water when it's hot, when the pad is hot, and when the pad is cold, it is hardening to rock solid, cement solid, like that. It's very, very good when it's low temperature. But when it's hot, it's like water. And I'm afraid not to move around and possibly make short, but usually it will not work anymore. It will disconnect from. But for this pad to move around, the solder should melt as well. So everything should be melting down. So the glue that I have there and the solder. And if these two elements are liquid, then yes, this have the possibility to move around and disconnect from either LED or that component, the resistor. Let's hope the heat is not that strong. It is a very strong heat here, but let's hope it's not that strong and it will work for a couple of years. I'm hoping. That's my prognosis. So yeah, let me zoom out. Right, and yeah, pretty much this is it. I hope you like it. I hope you like my experiment here. I'm encouraging you to test, to make this kind of tests yourself as well, because it's very easy, it's very cute. Let me actually show you with 8.2 volts with 1 kilo resistor, the test that I did already. Everything is unplugged here. Here I have a 1 kilo resistor. I put a little bit of plastic. The legs were bending way too easy when I was pressing. So now when I'm pressing, they are a bit stiff, but they are still bending. Even if I have this plastic here that I melted around it, yeah, and a large pad here, a copper large pad to have a good connection here, because these thin wires of the resistor were moving around, and the resistor was literally falling off from the cheap strength of the alligator, you know, and that's so I'm putting positive, I believe, like that. For some reason, yeah, I didn't make the connection. But this is for 8 volts. This brightness is not super bright right now. It is acceptable bright. But under 8 volts, I believe 7.8, maybe, I'm not sure. But very, very close to 8. And it will rapidly, extremely close to 8. And if you go under 8 volts, it will go, it will not lit at all, pretty much. So the margin are quite sensitive, you know. So this is how I tested it. I test everything like this. You have to test your LEDs first and see, first of all, if they are working, and second, what voltage they take. And really doesn't matter what voltage they take, but usually they take more than 5 volts, which 5 volts is the logic voltage, the most used logic voltage, 5 volts. And it's a shame that they are not working at 5 volts, but it is like that. And it's perfect. They are perfect for 220 volts alternative lights. They are perfect. They are super bright, actually mega bright, super mega bright LEDs, and you can tweak them. And the only problem that the only not that good solution that I have right now is the lowering the heat down. But that's another story. I will do with what I have. You know? Yeah. So I think I explained everything that I could explain. Thank you very much for watching, and leave a like, motherfucker. Leave a like. And see you next time, probably to the next project, when I will actually implement this into the bigger project that I have. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye from Romania, from your favorite artist electronics, Mr. Q12.